Well, hello. Um, I just discovered something. Have you ever seen the movie Battle of Los Angeles? The UFOs coming in and all of that good stuff. Well, Tina and I talked, and her son come home and said, "Did you know there was really a battle for Los Angeles with aliens back in 1942?" Well, of course, Tina said, "No, I never heard of that." Well, guess what? I never either. Now, I had heard about the battle for over Seattle, where the Japanese actually come in and we had to take care of that. But I had never heard about an alien battle over Los Angeles. So, of course, knowing me, I got to go look. I got to study because I had never seen that, even on the History Channel or the Science Channel or any of them. So, curiosity, I decided, well, I got to go find out what is truth and what is fiction. Well, I know that a lot of you can go, "Oh, well, Barbara, that's just bull. There's no such a thing as that." But I think there are a lot of things that goes on that we don't know about, that the government covers up. Yeah, I really do. Um, so you may say, "Oh, well, that's not true. That couldn't possibly happen because there's no such thing as alien." Well, excuse me? There are a lot of things out there above and beyond what you may think, or I may think, or whatever. I'm going to put some things down below uh, for you to look at and you to examine. The first one at the top will give you, you can go down through the deal and see some of these are real articles right there when it was going on right after it happened. News articles, a lot of things. So you can go down and look at the videos even. They have videos that you can go look at down through there. Because this is what I've been being said in the spirit. They're coming back to earth again. They are going to arise from the watery graves that are concealed in the depths of the ocean and come up. And I felt that for years and years. So I watched the Pacific Rim the other day. It come on. Tina said, "You need to watch that." And I watched it and I went, wow, that's kind of like the vision I had once about these evil falling angels and their hybrids rising up out of the ocean. I thought, wow, that's strange. They made a movie called The Pacific Rim where the door is open up, where the volcano ridge runs. A door is open up and these things come up out of the rim and go up on earth and do great destruction. Well, a lot of them look sort of like Godzilla. So maybe they just didn't know how to picture them. I don't think they'll look like Godzilla at all. I think they'll be a lot more horrifying than Godzilla ever could possibly look like. That the Japanese or Chinese, whoever invented Godzilla over there, because they had the biggest part of the movie about Godzilla. But he always arrives from the ocean. Well, Tina is teaching a deal on water study, and she hasn't really got into it, so I'm kind of getting ahead of her, but this will come too, because um, demons sort of like the water. You know, when Jesus went and or Yeshua went and cast the legion into the pigs, they went and dove off the cliff and they went into the ocean. I think they're coming back. I don't think it's going to be that long until they do come back. You know, what is so strange, there was so much that happened during 2012. There was a lot of events happening. It's like the door had opened to the judgment of God and also of the evil forces coming forth upon this earth to fight God's people. This year is a note of the Hanukkah being with Thanksgiving. I think there's a prophetic meaning behind that, more than what I even understand. And then we have the 2 blood red moons in 2014 and 2 blood red moons in 2015, plus the eclipse of the sun around those festivals, and all of them are around the feast. And they say that if it's a blood red moon on the feast day, that means trouble for Israel. If it's a blood red moon, it's trouble for the world. You know, outside of the feast days. So something major is about to happen. I mean, truly, majorly. And I know there's some of you guys that probably don't no longer watch my videos, which is okay. But I truly believe in fallen angels, and I believe that they are what we, the modern day man, call them aliens, because they don't know what to call them. My goodness, if you see something flying in the air and it's not made by man, it's a UFO, unidentified flying object. That's what it means. We don't know what you are. We have never seen anything like that on here on earth, period. Enemy or domestic. We don't know what that is. Of course, I think our government knows more about what it is than what we know what it is. I think there's been a great cover-up for many years on this thing, and I think they know that it's coming back, but they don't want to pronounce it coming back yet. They're afraid to do so. So we have to understand that we are in the last days, and the fallen angels will come back, because when Noah was in the flood and taken in the ark and his family, it was because of sin upon this earth. And what was one of the major sins upon this earth was that the fallen angels were here procreating with humankind, the women, giving offsprings of giants and, you know, people that were half alien and half human. I believe that we will see the fallen angels come again and the giants arise from the depths one more time. They will back up and they will fight for and with the Antichrist. They will help control the governments of this land, this world, for the Antichrist. They will be a force that is reckoning, mighty force. But I'm going to put the video on how in 1942, on days that in 1942, let me go to the encyclopedia that talks about that. It says the Battle of Los Angeles, also known as the Great Los Angeles Air Raid, is the name given for contemporary sources to the modern enemy attacks and seduce anti-craft. It talks about how on February the 24th to early February of the 25th, 1942, over Los Angeles, the incident occurred less than 3 months after the United States entered World War II as a result of the Japanese Imperial Navy attacking on Pearl Harbor. And one day after the bombardment of Elwood on 23rd February, initially the target of the enemy was thought to be an attack force from Japan. That's what they thought it was at first. They thought it was, you know, Japanese that's coming in. But after a while, they discovered that it was not aircraft from the Japanese. It was a UFO. I mean, they could not describe what it was. Now, of course, the Secretary of the Navy, as Roswell, they went, oh no, this was a fake alarm. Oh no, this didn't happen. Oh no, it's a weather balloon, you know, making up all kinds of stories, you know. But yet, people saw these things that was come out. I mean, the sirens sounded through Los Angeles on the night of the 24th and 25th. A total blackout was observed. Thousands of air raids watchers were, called to their post. At 3:16 a.m., the 37th Coast Artillery Battery began firing .50 caliber machine guns and 12.8-pound anti-craft shells into the air at repeated aircraft. Over 1,400 shells would be extracted by fire. Pilots of the 4th Intercab was alerted, but their aircraft remained grounded. They didn't know what was going on, so they didn't send them off. The artillery fire continued until 4:14 a.m. The all clear was sounded and blackouts was lifted at 7:21 a.m. So there was a long period of time. Immediately, whenever this was over with, you know, of course, our government goes, oh no, it didn't happen. No, it just absolutely did not happen. It was a weather balloon. It was this, or it was that. What was it? It was a UFO. Unidentified flying object. the shells didn't even seem to penetrate whatever it was up there. Wow. Wow. What could Ben have had it been? I believe that picture that was made, the battle over LA. Oh yeah, I believe it was real. And that is exactly why they tried to pretend it didn't happen. Which is a shame. The government has covered up so much stuff. So much stuff. And people don't understand. And they're trying to hide it. That they are coming back to Earth again. I believe sooner than what you think. I know some of you may go, "Oh, Barbara, you're so silly." I don't care what you think of me. Because if you see these things a-coming, and our armies, if they fight against them, can't bring them down, what will you do? You know what? If I ain't already gone, I'm just going to hunker down and pray. What can I do? We've got to get our hearts right with Yeshua. You know, there's another event that they even made a movie about. Is Cowboys and Aliens. Now that event happened down in Texas. And I seen it on a deal about it on the History Channel. And they throwed the pieces of the craft that they happened to shoot down into a rancher's well. You know, if you see Cowboys and Aliens and Cowboys, you will see a rancher there that his son got taken up in the ship, and, you know, with a whole bunch of town people, and they went out and fought to get their people back. I don't know how true that is. I think it could be more of a movie exploitation, but there was a craft they seen, and they did go out to shoot it down, and they did shoot it down. And the rancher put all the remains, because they didn't want the world to know about it, and they hid them down in his well, which contaminated the well, and strange things happened to people if they tried to drink that water. Then you have what happened out in New Mexico, which they say, oh, it's a weather balloon. You know, the government is good about coming up with these stupid weather balloons. If we don't know what it is, it's a weather balloon. Well, if you're putting that kind of ammunition out trying to shoot something down, believe me, a weather balloon would not survive very long. Okay? Just saying now. But I'm trying to tell people you really, 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 really need to get your heart right with Yeshua HaMashiach. What saved Noah and his family? Because his heart was right with God. That's what saved him. And obedience, not just being right, but obedience. I mean, God seen that his heart was right with him. Out of all the people that was contaminated by these fallen angels and stuff. And don't you know it's mighty? Because you see these fallen angels coming at a time when they didn't see spaceships. They didn't know what a ship was. They didn't know what an airplane was. And when you see something coming down, and something is coming off of it back in those days, you would flock right to it. You're thinking, oh, they're gods or something. And in a way, they become gods to the people of that didn't understand. I mean, hey, look at Eve. She was fooled by Satan himself, which is an alien to the world. If you're not born here on earth, you're an alien. I mean, if you're born in Mexico and you cross the border here, you're an alien because you're not born in the United States, meaning that you're not part of the United States. Well, that it means that those people or whatever comes from outer space down here is aliens because they are not of this world. Sort of sounds like God's children that are called. They happen to be born here, have flesh here, but we're not really of this world. We're of His kingdom. But I'm not an alien. I'm not a fallen angel, an alien, as we so to speak, because they were not born of flesh and blood here. I am. They're not. They are true aliens. And they come down and people marvel at them because they're from out there. So I just thought it would be interesting, since for the last few days I hadn't put a video up. But I'm telling you, we are in the last days and we are about to see some very strange, very scary and frightening things happening and coming. But as long as you have Yeshua HaMashiach in your heart, there's no sense in being frightened. You rely on Him. When all these things begin to happen, when more earthquakes begin to happen, I mean, we have another asteroid, Isham or whatever, is coming in, and it's going to go around and go past the sun and around the sun and come back and around, and we're going to be going through its tail debris. And the government don't want to talk much about that, but it's going to happen, and it's going to erupt a lot of stuff on this earth. If not that one will. If it is not this asteroid that's coming in, there's one that's coming, and when it goes through, it will shake this earth violently. It won't be just an earthquake here and there. The whole earth is we're going to feel the vibration and shaking of this earth as it passes. So if it's not this asteroid, there's one out there that's still coming in that we will. Prophecies will be fulfilled. I believe out of the tail of it there are large pieces of asteroids or comets or something that's in the tail that will crash into Earth and cause damage. Like over at Russia. We will see more and more of that growing too, people. We are in the last days, and His coming is soon. But just before His coming, all of this stuff must happen. All of it. Because there's only a short little things that it hasn't happened yet. But it won't take long for those to be fulfilled. Major things is about to happen. They're lining up. 2012, the stuff that happened in it. 2013, the things that happened in it. Plus the prelude of Thanksgiving and Hanukkah being on. 2014 with the beginning of the blood red moons. And then the 15 of the continuance of the blood red moon. And by the way, in 2014 begins the seventh year, and the seventh year in Hebrew teaching is a Sabbath year. So during it begins at the last part on 2014 and continues to that last part in 2015. It's a year of rest. And still, the blood red moons and stuff is going to be going on. We're for a change, people. It's time, if you have not got your heart right with Yeshua HaMashiach, ask his forgiveness, walk in his light. You may suffer loss. The only one that's here to protect us is Yeshua HaMashiach dwelling within us. We need to get our hearts perfectly in tune with him. Get all of the hate, the bitterness, the unclean, the lustfulness, the desires of this world. We need to just get them out of our heart. Get all of that stuff out of our mind that sometimes gets up there and starts controlling and causing fear and doubt and stuff. We need to get it all cleaned out, people. For we are in the last days. We're about to have a major war over in the Middle East. I know I've been saying this for a while, but I'm telling you, it's coming. And it's coming sooner than what you want to even believe. And before I end this, I want to thank the people that are concerned, because some of you have said I've looked tired. I have been tired. I've been not only fighting a physical battle with some things going on, but a spiritual battle. It gets rough sometimes, but all I can do is stand in the presence of God and let him take care of it all. Take care of the worldly things and the spiritual things that's going on. But I thank you so much, every one of you that's prayed. Thank you for your caring. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're so awesome, people. We all need prayer. I know that many of you are on a list of mine and Tina's, and we pray for you continuously. We're in the rough times. I believe the tribulation period has already started, but during anything you have a transition. You're transferring from one thing to another. And when the transformation begins, at first you really don't realize that it's happening until you're way down the road into it. And then all of a sudden, it like, wow, should have had a V8. Wow, I'm in the Great Tribulations. Things are happening. I begin to recognize what is happening here on earth is really lining up with the prophecies that prophesied it would happen. So I'm going to put the things about the battle for LA down below. Go search it out, because there is coming a battle for earth soon. Yes, for soon, because they want to take it over. They want to destroy earth because they know that Yeshua HaMashiach is coming back to this earth to rule and reign for at least 1,000 years. They want to stop it. Do you understand? They want to stop his coming back and ruling and reigning upon this earth for even 1,000 years. Because they know when he comes, it's changing from the old earth age into the new earth age, and they do not want to help happen, Because when that happens, that means their time is over. Their time is over. That's why they're fighting people so hard. We are fighting demons. We are fighting the principalities of the air. We are fighting Satan himself. We are standing for Yeshua HaMashiach, the true Son of God, who is going to rule and reign upon this earth for 1,000 years. And his coming is going to be sooner than what you think. Be blessed, people. And Father, bless this video for your glory, not for mine, but for your glory and your righteousness, bringing your bride forth and bringing your children out of the church age and the man-made doctrines. Thank you, Father. Thank you for your righteousness and your holiness. In the name of Yeshua HaMashiach. Amen. Well, I know that a lot of you can go, oh, well, Barbara, that's just bull. You know, there's no such a thing as that. But I think there are a lot of things that goes on that we don't know about, that the government covers up. Yeah, I really do. So you may say, oh, well, that's not true. That couldn't possibly happen because there's no such thing as an alien. Well, excuse me? There are a lot of things out there above and beyond what you may think, or I may think, or whatever. I'm going to put some spirit. They're coming back to earth again. They are going to arise from their watery graves that are concealed in the depths of the ocean and come up. And I felt that for years and years. So I watched the Pacific Rim the other day. It come on. Tina said, you need to watch that. And I watched it. And I went, wow, that's kind of like the vision I had once about these evil falling angels and their hybrids rising up out of the ocean. I had heard about the battle over Seattle, where the Japanese actually come in and we had to take care of that. But I had never heard about an alien battle over Los Angeles. So, of course, knowing me, I got to go look. I got to study because I had never seen that. Even on the History Channel or the Science Channel or any of them. So, you know, curiosity, I decided, well, I got to go find out what is truth and what is fiction. Things down below for you to look at and you to examine. The first one at the top will give you, you can go down through the deal and see some of these are real articles right there when it was going on right after it happened. News articles, a lot of things. So you can go down and look at the videos even. They have videos that you can go look at down through there. Because this is what I've been being said in. Well, hello. I just discovered something, you know. Have you ever seen the movie Battle of Los Angeles? You know, the UFOs coming in and all of that good stuff. Well, Tina and I talked, and her son come home and said, did you know there was really a battle for Los Angeles with aliens back in 1942? Well, of course, Tina said, no, I never heard of that. Well, guess what? I never either.